All right, we're here at the IBMA with Noam Pikelny. Noam is a virtuosic banjo player who's played with Leftover Salmon, uh, numerous versions of the Punch Brothers through the years. We've gone through a few name changes, but always making incredible music and John Cowan Band.
That's right.
And it's just a privilege to get a chance to sit down and talk with you here today. We're looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here on chaptv.com. It's my favorite TV channel other than Lifetime Network.
So Noam, let's go ahead and get to know you a little bit better. You play with the Punch Brothers. What's it like to play with Chris Thile?
Playing with Chris Thile is really fun. He's very challenging. You know, he really pushes you to your limit, and he also can really inspire you to just kind of bring out the best in your musicianship and strive to be as good as you can.
That's kind of the way I figured it would be. Have you ever been playing a song and just like listening to what Chris is playing and forget to change chords?
Yeah, definitely. There's some times that we're playing some songs and some extended solos that Chris will be taking, like on a song like Beekeeper. And sometimes he'll play something so outrageous, or will be so he'll do something very bold that it can be distracting, and in a good way. But you still have to focus on on playing the chords. So it has happened. Yeah.
That's what I kind of thought would happen. That's what I figured it would be like. Now, on the I believe it was the second movement of the blind leaving the blind, Chris decided to wait like 22 seconds before coming out on the mandolin, and then he only played like 12 notes. Well, that was pretty neat, huh?
I thought that was a very bold move. He was kind of taking the second movement of the blind leaving the blind, where no mandolin player had ever taken it before. Because I was thinking, of all the versions of the blind leaving the blind I have heard, I heard a version by Frank Wakefield, and he came in a lot sooner than that. And then he did it in B flat, and the banjo player capoed. And then I heard a Virtual Sizemore version of it, not Herschel, but Virtual Sizemore is a robot with the brain of Herschel Sizemore that's been cloned. He played the blind leaving the blind, and he came in, I think, in 2 seconds.
I think that's also known as Rebecca, isn't it?
Yeah, it was called Rebecca. Yeah, before it used to be in 4/4. It's called Rebecca, and that song used to be called Rebecca. It also used to have some drive to it. Now it's the blind leaving the blind, second movement, and it's changed big time. Chris was he sat down trying to transcribe some Rebecca, and that's what came out. I think he had a virus on his computer, and when he was trying to tab it out, and out came blind leaving the blind, and now he's getting all this credit for being a composer.
Does Chris ever talk about me? Say, I wonder how Jeremy would play this part.
Yeah, he says he seems to grunt anytime that you call, he'll look who it is and just shut it. It's kind of uncomfortable when it's your name on the on his call ID, and so there's definitely I wouldn't even call it friendly competition. It's an intimidation thing, and he's just he can be really vulnerable at times, especially when it comes to people critiquing how long it takes for him to come in on the blind leaving the blind, because sometimes he just doesn't have the chops to come in any earlier than that on the second movement.
I would have came in on the downbeat, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's like ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. I mean, that would be. That's how. I mean,
that's what makes Chris so awesome.
Yeah, it's what makes Chris so awesome. It's also the reason we weren't nominated for anything this year. It is what it is, I guess.
So getting back to Chris, did you know that we camped next to each other once?
He never mentioned the fact that he camped next to you, but I'm sure it's come out in his playing, or maybe in some of his choices as far as fashion.
I think I showed him a couple of the notes that he used in Blind Leaving the Blind.
Yeah, well, I heard that he didn't. He had never played in the key of F minor until Frontier Ranch 1998, and it only happened because he tripped while playing an E minor chord, and then all of a sudden played an F minor.
That's a cool story. See, that's stuff we wouldn't have learned if we didn't sit down with you here today.
So that's why, that's why it's worth paying for this download.
Oh, this is free. This is free data right here. We're giving away these gems.
Well, how am I getting paid then?
I guess that's about a wrap. It was good talking to you, Noam. We're glad you sat down with us. I think it's great that we got to know a little bit more about Noam Pikelny here today and how cool it is to be with Chris Thile.
This is free.
Did somebody tell you otherwise?
Well, that's a pretty nice camera. Someone had to pay,
That's why this is free.
I guess that's why this is free. All right.
But you can watch it. We got some magazines we'll give you.
Maybe I'll get some on the back
some guitar strings?
I'll get some on the back end.
Well, we appreciate it, Noam. Thanks so
you.
much. And tell Chris,
here.
he can call me whenever.
Yeah, I will. Like I said, I've actually never seen him speak into a cell phone. He just looks at it and then closes it. But if he ever gets into that phase of communication, I'll have him call you. So.
All right, it sounds good.
Mighty fine.
Appreciate it.